Alrighty then. Enough praise, enough being happy. It's time for me to take another slippery slope and plummet down ye olde Nintendo way. Now, last year, when I did this rant, I was very critical of Nintendo. I was very, this is boring bullshit, this is tired, this is blah, blah, blah. And, to be fair, last year was better than this year. This year was full of epic fail. Nintendo just seems to have the monopoly on the worst fucking conference ever. I mean, seriously, it was just fucking atrocious this year. Cammy was back, the annoying bitch from last year, who wasn't out just once. She was out a grand number of 5 fucking times talking. And in that white suit, it just made me want to fucking beat the shit out of her till it was red. I mean, seriously, she was... her voice just makes... It's cringeworthy. It makes my eyeballs bleed. It's... Blood starts gushing from every major orifice whenever that bitch starts talking. Christ. Anyway, let's get up to their lineup, which was abysmal. Let's see. They showed Wii Sports Resort again. It was shown last year. This time they just showed a few more games for it, which was just... It was just sad. They're sitting there cracking on about the Motion Plus, and it was just... Give it a rest. The fucking accessory isn't even out yet. They mentioned Super Mario Wii, which, in my opinion, just looked like a fucking DS game. It didn't look like it had to be on the fucking Wii. What else? Mario Galaxy 2, which of course was expected. Practically everybody who's ever played Mario Galaxy expected them to make a second one. No Zelda, which was anticipated, but no. Instead we've got Zelda on the DS, which looks like shit. So, the only really big surprise, the good surprise, was a 2.5D Metroid game, Metroid Other M, which looked quite impressive, I have to admit. It was rather pretty. It has to be said. Even on the Wii, it looked spectacular for a Wii game. It was remarkable. And I have to say that was like the only good surprise, because the rest of the show was... I basically would have enjoyed, putting my balls in a vice more than sitting through that. I mean, the show itself was so poorly put together. It was full of trailers and filler. I mean, they started announcing DS games, girls' DS games. I thought the fucking Sony pink PSP was bad enough. No, they're bringing powder blue, pink DS's, girls' fashion games, and the women's murder book club. Are you fucking high? I was just wondering when I saw that it took every ounce of self-control I had to not stand up and put my fist through my monitor and have my fucking fingers cracked open by a very large pissed off Russian called Hans. It was fucking grotesque. It was one of those moments where I just thought, right now I would much rather watch a puppy being buggered by a freaking alcoholic, vomit-stained hobo than sit here and have to watch this drivel and listen to that bitch's voice. I mean, it was fucking nasty. I mean, they had another game, what was it? Cop, which to me just seemed like a complete rip-off of Driver and Grand Theft Auto. It was freaking nasty, and the controls were just confusing as all hell. And of course, the other thing they brought out was the vitality sensor. What the fuck is that? To me, that just seems like, it's this thing you plug on your finger and it tells you if you're still alive. What fucking game is going to use that? And it's like, yes. Okay, right, you have to press this button combination, and then you have to stick your finger in this thing, and then if you're alive, the door will open. What? I mean, see, how many people are actually going to buy that thing? And I guarantee you, the majority of them are going to think, hey, I'm going to stick my cock in this. Hey, interactive Wii porn. No, this is just going to be sad. Okay, they didn't even tell you... They showed this thing and didn't even tell you what the fuck it was. This guy just blabbered on for a while about, it's a new innovation in Nintendo. Yes. Nintendo, by the time you're finished with next year's E3, is going to look like a freaking monochromed, battled up, mechanized freaking octopus. With the amount of extensions and peripherals that thing has, Christ, it's going to take over your house. It's going to start eating your furniture. It's going to be like the PS3, except white. It's going to start devouring other freaking electronic devices. Your TV is going to be absorbed up its ass. It's freaking shocking. But the main stickler point in Nintendo's conference was the fact that it only ran for 75 minutes. They had an entire 2 hour time slot and they left it 45 minutes early. They didn't have enough shit to fill up 2 hours. That was abysmal. Whoever put the fucking conference together should be taken outside, tied to the back of a rhino, and then rammed by a 4x4 Jeep. I mean, seriously, he should be just tied to something, and then someone put a big neon sign above him saying, "Bugger this guy and win $50." Because he just needs to be sodomized by a bunch of angry midgets. There's no way in hell the guy should get away with that sort of shit. I guarantee. See if it was Cammy who put that fucking conference together, kill her. I'm not even kidding. Fucking kill her. Take whatever sharpened kitchen utensil you can find and jam it into her. In some body orifice or facial crevice or, I don't know. Figure a way to kill her and do it. Anyway, time for the rankings. What I rated each conference, what I thought of each conference, and any final points I could have. First up, bing, Sony. Okay, Sony's conference was okay. I mean, there's a lot of people going on that it was amazing and it was incredible. It was the best conference they've pulled off in years. To be honest, I was more impressed with last year's. This year, they just seem to be flogging a dead franchise. They seem to be, stuck in a rut that they couldn't get out of. I mean, most of their announcements I was impressed with were PSP. I mean, the new Metal Gear on the PSP looks fucking awesome. There's Little Big Planet coming to the PSP, which is pretty cool. Can't deny. So the PSP announcements were good. The PS3 announcements were pretty lackluster, to be honest. Most of their games are either already out or they're not coming out until next year. So there's nothing really there to go, "Ooh, 2000's the year for the PS3. It's not. I mean, basically they've already spent everything they're going to spend on 2009. So their PS2 was bad, no, out of awful. PSP, good. PS3 lineup, yeah. I don't know why everybody's got such a big hard-on for Sony, because their lineup wasn't all that impressive as far as I could see. It was the only, Nintendo and Sony's conferences as total were the ones that I could pretty much ignore. But anyway, I will give them this year, they can have a B. They did pretty well. B plus even. Just give it a B plus, yeah. A B plus for Sony. They did pretty well. Unfortunately, the thing that lost me was the whole banging on about statistics and flogging the dead console. I really couldn't give a shit about the PS2. I mean, if they had actually used that time for more PS3 stuff, they probably would have won it for me. But, no. Sorry. Okay, Microsoft. Now, the pacing of their conference was incredible. The lineup of games, most of them were pretty good. I mean, even some exclusive arcade games, like Shadow Complex and Joyride, those are pretty good. They looked quite impressive. I mean, especially how the Microsoft Online community is continuing to grow. So, and the fact that they had so many exclusives, I'm going to definitely give them an A. Not an A plus, not an A minus, just an A. Because the whole bullshit with Twitter and Facebook made me want to fucking vomit up my bowels. It was not impressive. I wanted to just, fucking fire vomit chunks out of my asshole at that point. It was just unimpressive. I didn't like that at all. I really felt let down by them, because I was hoping that fucking 360, that Microsoft would have an agreement with Skype, so that we could get fucking Skype on the 360 and have better fucking microphones, because the Xbox Live headsets suck cock. But anyway, Nintendo. Now, I can't remember what rating I gave them last year, but I know it was bad. So this year has to be worse. It was shocking. There was so much filler in that conference that if you actually took out the trailers of filler, then their conference only ran for an hour. Basically. It was that fucking bad. The only impressive things I found were the Metroid games. The Metroid game, that was it. That was all they had that really spoke to me and I thought would be cool. The rest of it was either expected or bullshit or just plain crap. I mean, I don't know what fucking drunken ass buffalo Cammy had to sneak up on and suck the ass off to get that amount of liquid magma style crap. But the Nintendo conference was just bad. If anybody disagrees with me on this, and if you're a Nintendo fanboy and you want to debate their conference, bring it on. I'd like to see what fucking useless arguments you can come up with to try and prove me wrong. But their conference was fucking abysmal. So I'm gonna give them a D-. Bing! D- for Nintendo. They fucking deserve it. I mean, seriously, the only reason they don't have an F is because of Metroid. Other than that, they can go smoke a giant fucking German man sausage. Anyway, that's me. That's my ratings. That's what I think of the conferences. That's my thoughts on the whole E3 event.